My care for performance came from a place that you might not expect. It came from web programming. Here's why. A lot of web programming is not performant at all, and it upsets me enormously. Sometimes I don't have the time to care about it as much as I'd like to, but I really want to learn how to make more performant code and make my code faster. And it all started with jQuery Mobile. You son of a... jQuery Mobile was a package that everyone said you should use if you're gonna do
touch input.
At least that's what they said like 10 years ago. Guess what? You don't need jQuery Mobile. In fact, it's really easy to do it without jQuery Mobile, but we don't need to talk about that yet. Let's just get into what happened when I used jQuery Mobile on my tiny project where you could flip the page of a very simple setup. It was unusable. The whole page lagged. Even if I was doing absolutely nothing with the package, there was lag just on scrolling and on trying to do anything. It was atrocious. And so I ditched jQuery Mobile and I started rolling my own solution. And from then on, I quit trusting everybody else's code very readily. Now let's fast forward. I was working on a Kinetic Novel engine. I wanted to create an editor. Updating text in JavaScript was slow. I started writing in C compiled to WebAssembly because I wanted to be able to type and see my words actually update when I typed them. Have you ever been using Discord or another app and suddenly the text just stops and then it just it like vomits it all out on you? It upsets me when my daily driver cannot keep up with my daily work. So let's talk about games. These are using JavaScript to draw to the screen, but then they are using WebAssembly for all of the backend processing. And I loved doing this. I still enjoy writing C and compiling it to WebAssembly. And it also forced me to use some basic ECS principles rather than having a bunch of classes. I just had all of my data in different arrays and I would share the same index across those arrays. And so for index 0 in each array, that would be the first character, the first instance. Index 1, it would be the second instance, and so on and so forth. I've got this setup down here actually where I've got all of these dev tools that are just really easy to use because I've just got all these entities that I can end up just controlling and adjusting, and I love it. It's so fun to use. A reasonable question from there is, has it been worth it? I would say that if I hadn't cared about performance when I was starting to learn web development, I don't know if I could be a pro game programmer today. There's still a lot that I have to learn in performance. There is a ton that I can learn from a lot of other people, and web programming is not the place that you go to learn about that. That's why I care about performance. It all started with jQuery Mobile. That's
Son of a